Growing and sharing nutritious food won't create a sustainable system unless consumers know how to choose and prepare it. And that's where the prepare component comes in. In this segment, we'll look at food preparation education for individuals with some tips for institutional food service workers and for educators interested in incorporating cooking with kids into their programs. We'll start with an example of a successful cooking and nutrition program for individuals, the Happy Kitchen, or La Cocina Alegre. The nationally recognized program offers cooking classes for lower-income families. In the broadest sense, it creates a supportive home environment by teaching individuals to choose and prepare healthy meals and snacks for their families. The interactive 6-week course emphasizes seasonal foods that are safe, nutritious, economical, and delicious. Taught by trained peer facilitators at various community sites, classes are offered in both English and in Spanish. Classes meet once a week for 1.5 hours to cook, discuss, and learn together. Cooking demonstrations are presented with culturally appropriate food and may include such tips as how to make simple modifications in traditional recipes to produce a healthier meal. Students take home recipes and the ingredients to replicate them after every class to practice new cooking skills. When they return, they discuss their experience, which encourages a sense of community around healthy food and nutritional cooking. They also learn other important skills, such as menu planning, budgeting, handling and storing food safely, and navigating a supermarket to avoid unhealthy options. At the end of the course, participants are armed with a repertoire of healthy recipes and meal plans that consist of whole grains, fresh produce, and low-saturated fat ingredients. Along with that come positive changes in grocery shopping, eating habits, and nutrition. Of the 235 class participants in 2010, the survey administered at the close of the 6-week class found that 96% of participants used the Nutrition Facts label to make healthier food choices. 94% eat less packaged food. 96% eat more fruits and vegetables. 96% choose more whole grain products. 90% choose lower fat dairy products. 93% choose leaner sources of protein. And 95% choose foods with less sodium compared with their food choices before the program. The Sustainable Food Center provides training to implement the Happy Kitchen, La Cocina Alegre program in other communities. More information is available by clicking the resources link. At the institutional level, food service workers can also benefit from some educational tips to get the most out of fresh produce. Incorporating large amounts of fresh fruits and vegetables into daily offerings requires adjustments in a number of processes and procedures, from menu planning and preparation to procurement strategies to get the best price. Then there's the logistical side of setting up a farm-to-institution program discussed in the previous chapter. And finally, there's a promotional element to let people know the value of what's being offered. Promotional tools include posters, table tents, shelf tags, brochures, free samples, and events such as Meet the Farmer. Another way to get the word out is marketing to parent or student groups, campus environmental clubs, and economic development groups. To see how well this can work, let's take a look at nationally recognized Mean Greens, a cafeteria on the University of North Texas campus.
Mean Greens is a kitchen that was renovated a couple years back, and in the renovation we decided to employ a healthier menu based on feedback from students and faculty and staff. The biggest difference between Mean Greens and other cafeterias on campus is that Mean Greens were limited to one portion, and that portion is going to be 300 calories or less with less than 10 grams of fat per portion. Absolutely no deep frying at Mean Greens. After the first year that we were open, we actually did like a informal survey whether people thought after eating at Mean Greens for a year if their health was affected in regard to weight or things of this nature. There's been a positive impact.
Sometimes you can like taste the freezer burn on stuff at other cafeterias, things like that. So.
It's an
an easy, healthy thing to do for yourself?
First semester, I gained more than 15 pounds, and now I'm slowly decreasing in weight.
Our predominant customer base at Mean Greens is obviously going to be the resident students. However, we see a great deal of retirees and their families coming in and enjoying meals at Mean Greens as well. The most important thing for us is it can be 300 calories, but if it tastes good, you're going to win people over. And so that's been my focus, and the focus from our culinary staff here is making the food taste really good. And then secondarily, it just works out to be pretty cool that it's healthy as well. And I think this is an idea that even in small ways could be implemented and should be in other restaurants or in other college campuses.
In an institutional setting, it's also possible to offer food preparation education to children. Let's take a look at the innovative approach taken in Houston with Recipe for Success. This youth-oriented program began in 5 geographically and ethnically diverse elementary schools in 2006. Since its start, kids have been making the connection between growing and preparing their food using their seed-to-plate nutrition education. Children are drawn to the sizzle and the steam and the good smell. Getting them to participate in the prep is easy. So is getting them to taste the food. And once they taste it, they're hooked. Today, with professional staff and volunteer assistance from 60 of Houston's finest chefs, Recipe for Success has expanded its reach to community centers, after-school programs, summer camps, and even parent classes. Part food education, part entertainment, the process of planting, tending, and harvesting fruits and vegetables prior to cooking them adds to the children's food knowledge and appreciation. The program leaders report that area youth are changing their habits and attitudes about food, surprising themselves by trying and even liking vegetables they would never have touched before. Parents report that their children now want to help cook and more often reach for the healthier option without prompting. As we saw in the Grow chapter, food preparation also can be integrated into school garden programs or school nutrition programs. Whomever they're aimed at, food preparation programs in a community system all have the same goal: to build the knowledge and skills necessary to prepare nutritious and delicious meals with fresh, sustainably produced food.